Federal judge, I guess you heard about this by now. Everybody has. Federal judge issued a scathing denunciation of the Attorney General William Barr's fucking lying shilling for this crumb bum in the White House. And what the judge said, and Greg Sargent, writing at the Washington Post, makes a point. This should prompt the Democrats to get much more aggressive in their oversight of the Attorney General. This is becoming urgent, yet the Democrats have been oddly reluctant to pursue it. That's part of the problem. That's the reason that I know a lot of the suburbanites and a lot of the moderates are just scared shitless about Bernie Sanders. Oh, shit, what's he going to do? Oh, my God, oh, my God. But when Joe Biden's president, do you think there'll be any fucking attempt whatsoever to hold these pigs accountable for what they've done? Quick answer, no. Longer answer, fuck no. But if Bernie Sanders is president, and if AOC is made Attorney General, wouldn't that be fun? Some Democrats see stepped up oversight of these criminals as politically impossible. That it's a relitigation of everything that this filthy son of a bitch Trump has perpetrated on this country in the past 3.5 years. So why go back? Nothing we can do about it now, right? Well, in a different America, there was plenty we could do about it. We could hold the son of a bitches responsible and lock them up. You know the chant, lock her up, lock her up. For what? But this crumb bum son of a bitch in the White House and his entire coterie of thugs and criminals and gangsters? Oh. And some Democrats, the cowardly shitasses that are supporting Trump, they're supporting Biden. They're real cowardly little fucks that are in the Senate and the House, the Democrats. The cowardly Democrats who are in a position to do something if they had the fucking courage or the spine of an earthworm. But they don't. They're afraid it would be seen as a form of sore loserism if the Democrats and even these gutless goddamn Republicans who are just, I've never seen such a collection of scum as what the Republican Party has become. No wonder so many Republicans, I'm not a Republican anymore. But if the Democrats would find some courage, not even courage, just if they would just stand up on their fucking 2 feet and 2 legs and say, hey, listen, this shit's got to stop. And it's stopping. And if it required investigate the motherfuckers until hell becomes an ice skating ring. Just keep doing it. These are criminals. But nobody's doing shit. Nobody's doing anything. But it's so needed because, as Greg Sargent points out, it's needed so we can be prepared for the unforeseeable ways that Bill Barr will assist Trump with re-election. What did I read the other day? That the Republican scum in this country, the rich Republican scum, filth, the Nazi fuckers who have made millions off the labor of common folk, they have put together, what's the number I saw? Almost $500 million in the Trump re-election campaign or the political action committees that will support it. I've heard a couple of people, political operatives, say, in terms of the attacks that will come from this monster in the White House, you ain't seen nothing yet. Once it's decided by the Democrats who their nominee is going to be, you ain't seen nothing yet. And because of what is going to be unleashed by this pig, filthy gangster son of a bitch in the White House and his operatives, his underlings, the rest of these Nazis. No, I guess we haven't. And can you imagine the campaign? It's already started against Biden. Trump just shits his pants every time he thinks of Biden. He just loses control of his anal sphincter. He can't control it. Oh! Bernie Sanders, on the other hand, doesn't scare Trump as much because Trump always has the commie card to play, right? What's the latest thing that I've heard? Oh, well, Bernie Sanders spent his honeymoon in Moscow. What the fuck does that mean? Who cares? What is Moscow? An entry port to hell? I just wish Trump could get the coronavirus. Because the highest fatality or mortality rate is among unhealthy senior citizens. Trump, have you ever seen Trump move more than at that fucking Il Duce pace that he walks? You ever see him bounce up and down the steps of Air Force One like Obama used to? No, you haven't, because he can't. He's just a lard-ass son of a bitch whose insides, I don't care what his doctor said, that's bullshit. You don't live 73, 4, whatever, however many years he's been alive. Okay, so he doesn't smoke or drink. Good for him. But he's coagulating his body with fat and lard, and not just on the outside where it's visible. What an ugly fucker. But in his arteries and veins and shit, you know? I'm just waiting for the big one, you know. Wham! We interrupt this program. The President of the United States just keeled over while he was about to eat a Big Mac. His fourth today. This complaint by the federal judge. Federal District Judge Reggie Walton. The rebuke bluntly suggests that the Attorney General of the United States, William Barr, lied to the U.S. public for the express purpose of aiding Trump politically. Oh, well, a judge said it, something we all know anyway. The judge accused Barr of, quote, a lack of candor in his representations of Robert Mueller's report. And the judge cited Barr's highly dishonest, that means lie-filled summary that appeared, remember that? Designed to pre-spin the findings to protect Trump politically, to the point where Mueller had to come out. It seems like a million years ago, doesn't it? Mueller had to come out and say, well, that characterization, that's not exactly what I meant. Rather, Mueller coming out and standing on his hind legs, a cowardly prick, I know he's a Republican, and saying, what the fuck are you people talking about? Trump is a goddamn gangster. It's all in the report. Get rid of this motherfucker. Oh, but people don't do that. Political appointees and so on and so forth. You only hear that shit from a raving lunatic in the foothills of the North Georgia mountains, right? But why doesn't somebody say that? Why didn't Mueller say it? William Barr is a lying fucker. That's not what my report says. But that never happened, did it? And Barr knew it wouldn't happen. Because Barr knew what he was dealing with. That little fat fucker knew. He knew that Mueller would never step out of the so-called chain of command that was pounded into his head when he was in the military. Mueller would never, ever step outside that chain and say, stop, wait, back up. These people are lying to you. And I think that's one of the reasons, of several, that the establishment in this country, highly placed Republicans and Democrats in business and government and this and that and industry and yada, are scared shitless of a Bernie Sanders presidency, because I have a sense that Bernie Sanders would have said, had he been the prosecutor, "You're lying, you fucker. That's not what my report says." And that Bernie Sanders as president, when some half-wit fuck, well, first place, I don't think Sanders would ever put these people in positions of power in his government. But if some half-wit son of a bitch tried to spin or lie the way these criminals that work for Trump do, I think Sanders would say, "You, get the fuck out of my government because you're lying." Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcasts. You have your choice. You can listen to The Ranting with the audio podcast, or listen and watch me lose control with a video podcast subscription. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.